So in this video, I wanted to discuss a few messages and some guidance that had come to me recently over the last couple of days. Now, the topic that I will be talking on will be on race. And it's not that I don't ask that anybody accepts the things that I say to be true or to be false, but I ask that you allow your system to receive them, and if you feel that they insult your system or that you don't vibrate with them on a cellular level, then release these things. But the things that I'm going to speak are true to me and true to my current experience on earth. Now, what I want to discuss regarding race may be a bit triggering for some. However, I'm just going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on it. And what came to me was that as we live life on earth, we have many different lifetimes where we're good people, where we're bad people, where we make great decisions, where we make devastating decisions, where we love on people, and lifetimes where we hate on people. We have lifetimes where we was male, lifetimes when we was female, and lifetimes when we may have lived within a different aspect of nature. Maybe we was a tree or an animal, and so on. But when it comes to race, it's important. Well, I feel that it's important for me to express that we have all lived. Not necessarily every single one of us. Some of us, it may be our first experience on Earth, whereas others, it may be our 10th experience on Earth or our 100th. But either way, on a general basis, we've all experienced being all different races, all different people. Now, what I want to move to is race within the physical and what race we currently are in our current experience. Now, when it comes to like racism and those kind of things and certain groups being oppressed, the reason why that is because mankind as a whole hasn't come to a place of oneness. We haven't come to an understanding of our spiritual nature, and our spirituality and our spiritual nature isn't something that it's not something that is taught or learnt or mass known. However, so it's not something that is mass known, and we're not in that mind frame or that consciousness of we are everything, and we are all aspects of each other, and we're just an aspect of nature and universality. We haven't come to those understandings or those knowings. So when it comes to race and us living our current experience, when we come into our bodies, we solely identify with the colour of our skin. This is what enables certain groups to still be in a position of oppression or to be in a position to oppress, because they are solely identifying with their racial identity, because they don't have an understanding that they are one with everything. They have had experiences of being black or white, or of experiencing transgender, or also experiencing being rich or poor, or being in a position of power. We haven't got that understanding, which is why like racial issues and segregation still occur. It's important for us to come into the knowing that we are one with everything. That, let's say for instance, that the white man, the Asian man, the Chinese man, they're all a reflection of myself. They're all reflections of different characteristics of myself, and equally I'm a reflection of them. And when we look at this world and earth and this human experience outside of ourselves, when we can take a step back and look at it for what it is, we can see that our role, like for instance families, all we do is keep certain lessons open. So, for instance, the black family, when we reproduce, we keep that experience open for other souls to come in and have an experience of being a black individual, and the same for individuals of other races. They keep the line open so that souls can enter. You know, parents do not create the soul or the person, they just create the physical vessel for the soul to live in, for the spirit to live in, you know. So yeah. So I'm going to pull some cards, see what comes through, see if any other messages or any other guidance comes forward regarding the topic of race. I feel that when it comes to race, we've allowed race to be our identifier, and what we haven't allowed is for our souls to shine through and to be the representation of who it is that we are. Instead, we look at the skin to determine whether somebody is good, whether somebody is bad, whether somebody is rich or poor, whether they deserve to be in this establishment, whether they are a drug dealer or a criminal, and so forth. And what's coming forward is that we need to let go of that. We need to look deeper at people. We need to look deeper within people, to look within the eyes of people and see the soul of the individual, and allow that to determine the judgment of that individual. Allow their inner self to be to determine whether somebody is good, bad, ugly, or beautiful. It's that our soul not only make certain decisions, but it causes other people to act in certain kinds of way because they can't see beyond the physical. So we all have an understanding that at a deeper level, even a racist understands and knows the truth that we are not the skin, and the skin means nothing. But it's the egoic mind, it's the lack of understanding of self and the universe, and that you are one with everything, and that everybody is a reflection of everything. It's also a lack of understanding of life after death, and that your soul is everlasting. You are living forever and ever and ever. You know, it's this idea that it's almost that when it comes to like race and racism, it's because we're holding on to the fact that this is us and this is our only identity, regardless of if we think something is right or wrong, because that is our identity. We don't want to let go of it, because we come into this life thinking that this is all that we are. People don't want to let go of it. People don't want to change. People don't necessarily want to be equal. As our soul enters the white experience of what it means to be on planet Earth in this time, when our soul enters that experience, it feels liberated from other experiences, from being oppressed or being less than. or not being seen. And because that's what we're identifying with, that this is who we are, and this is our only lifetime that we're going to live, we don't want to get rid of it, which continues the cycle of racism. It continues the cycle of a lack of knowledge, of ignorance. And the sooner that we come into the understanding that everything is everything and everything is one, the sooner there will be changes in equality and the way that people treat one another. I don't know why, but I'm also seeing like as we come into like a mass wider understanding of oneness and like universality, it's almost like people begin to become similar in the way that it's like they become similar, they become so unique and so individualized that they become one and the same, because the uniqueness is what makes them the same. Like, it's the realization that we are all unique, we are all individual, but we are all one and the same. And I'm seeing that like as that understanding begins to happen, it's like people's skin or their features just become to, they just start to be similar, or they start to look like one another or the people that they're around. I don't know what it is. There's something to do with like people becoming more similar. Let's see what this deck has to say regarding race. I'm hearing that we need to remember that Earth is literally a learning playground. It's a school for the spirit. It's a school for the soul. It's a school for the inner you. It's for us to learn. And once we start to see every aspect as a lesson, every aspect as a school module or a subject, then like the real learning can begin. Like, you have to know that you're in school to begin to learn, if that makes sense. Come on, I just need one card. A single card. When we insult another race, when we are prejudiced towards another race or another group of people, we are directly insulting ourselves. We are insulting an aspect of ourselves, but we are also demonstrating that we have a lack of understanding of ourselves. We are showing a disconnect within ourselves because we haven't been able to come to the realization or the knowing that you are one and the same, and that this individual is a reflection of myself. You know, there is no way of insulting somebody else without insulting yourself. And equally, there is no way of loving somebody else without loving yourself. abundance. Respect. I'm being drawn to respect. And like the main focus of abundance is based upon respect, not only to respect the forces of nature, but to respect the people that you're around. And you may find that you will be abundant in areas of life that you didn't expect. It's almost that abundance cannot come into your life if you're in an area of like disrespect or dishonesty or being oppressive towards somebody else. How can you have abundance? Because abundance requires like a flow of energy, and to be prejudiced or racist or anything like that towards somebody or something else causes a blockage. That lack of respect causes a blockage which stops abundance from being able to flow into your life and to flow into your current experience. So we're being drawn to respect. Have respect for yourself, nature, and the people around you, and abundance will naturally begin to flow into your life without even performing any rituals or burning ancestor money or doing any of that. Having basic respect for all that are on planet Earth will bring abundance into your life. Thank you for joining me. I'm sending everybody an energetic package of love, peace, guidance, and protection. Peace and love.